License plate impoundment is a consequence usually of someone's subsequent DUI in Minnesota. So it doesn't usually happen on your first DUI, but if you were to get a second or more DUI in a 10-year period, most times people would also be facing what's called license plate impoundment. Essentially what happens is law enforcement takes the license plates off of your vehicle. They would give you what's called a temporary license plate, and that's only good for 7 days after the date that you were arrested. During those 7 days, you would actually have to go to the DMV and get some new license plates. They're the special registration plates. They usually start with WX or WY and are most often referred to as whiskey plates in Minnesota. And those would be the plates that you'd be required to drive with, basically identifying you as someone who has habitually reoffended the DWI laws in Minnesota. However, there are some ways that someone could avoid having to put those whiskey plates on their vehicle. I encourage anybody in this situation to speak to a criminal defense attorney to talk about those possible options that could be available to them. The biggest one in Minnesota is what's called the ignition interlock exception. There is a way where someone could install a breath test machine into their vehicle and drive with that vehicle. And that's essentially one of the ways to get around the requirement for the whiskey plates. At Sieben Edmunds Miller, we see this issue all the time. We have a lot of success in fighting these kinds of cases with our clients, and so I encourage anyone to give us a call if they have questions about impoundment or the ignition interlock exception.